So earlier today I did an infested Kuva flood, and since I hate fighting high level Juggernauts because they always demolish every group I'm in, I was running my Fatal Teleport Ash with a Covert Lethality Rakta Dark Dagger. This used to be like the best way to deal with high level Juggernauts, and I made this build just so I can kill them with it. And it doesn't work anymore. I have no idea when it changed, but you can't do finishers on Juggernauts anymore. So after being upset by the whole shebang, I did a traction of testing, and here is what I found. So I only managed to find 3 things that dealt with high level Juggernauts pretty well. Number 1 was Limbo Stasis, because you can lock the Juggernaut down while it's standing on its hind legs and then unload an entire magazine into its belly. Number 2 is Messa's Peacemaker, which will shred the Juggernaut in seconds if you can get onto high ground where the Juggernaut can't one-shot you. And number 3 is Wukong, because, well, you're immortal. I really tried everything I could think of, so I started off with Octavia and I thought, hey, maybe the drum will work, but nope, it doesn't do any damage. It doesn't even show the zeros, though he will still stack damage onto the drum, so if any other enemies spawn, they will instantly disintegrate. Some crowd control like Ivobond's Bastille does work, but it just makes the Juggernaut crawl up into a ball so you can't damage it, and Vortex seems to at least slow it down a little bit. Volt's Shock doesn't do anything, which is not a big surprise, and Discharge crowd controls it kinda. It will still move around, but it will kinda spaz about and it won't do anything, but once again it curls up into a ball so you can't damage it. Manche, the same thing, you can crowd control it right before you die, but it will just curl up into a ball. Same with Excalibur, curls up into a ball. Frost doesn't do anything with either of his abilities. He'll just shrug them off. You can't even stun him with Avalanche. You can't blind him with an Aros no matter how hard you try, and he's not a valid target for Devour either. Ivara can put the Juggernaut to sleep, though the duration is vastly reduced, and you can't do anything because you can't do finishers, and as soon as you hit him, he will just wake up. Mac can put up Magnetize around the Juggernaut, which doesn't really do anything, it doesn't do any damage and he can still move around, and if you try to crush him, he will once again curl up into a ball and it doesn't do any damage. Next up we have Nidus. Nothing works, no surprise there, though you can kind of survive the Juggernaut as you get more stacks, and you can also do a little bit of damage with your first ability even if he's not in his vulnerable state. Next up, I've tried Trinity, and I first tried her with some duration, which actually worked out pretty well because Well of Life can keep the Juggernaut crowd controlled for a decent amount of time, though it doesn't make him vulnerable to damage. And EV just doesn't do anything. Valkyr doesn't seem to do much either, but at least she can survive the Juggernaut, which is good, I guess. I've also tried being a little bit cheeky with Wukong, so I threw down the Zenny Star Disc and went into Cloudwalker to see if maybe that works, but I didn't even see a single damage number. And I slowly started running out of options, so I tried Zephyr's Tornadoes, which don't work. I've even tried Nova's Antimatter Drop, which usually demolishes absolutely everything, so I loaded it full of Soma Prime bullets, and nothing. And while Molecular Prime has reduced duration on the Juggernaut, it actually helps a little bit. I've also tried putting it to sleep with Equinox, which does work, but it has the same effect as Ivara's Sleep Arrow. Once you hit it, it will wake up and you can't perform finishers or damage it while it's asleep. So yeah, as I've said in the beginning, the only reasonable ways of dealing with a high-level Juggernaut that I found personally are either using Messa's Peacemaker, but please find high ground, otherwise he's just gonna one-shot you, using Wukong because you're immortal so we can slowly whittle him down, but it's gonna be a long fight, or using Limbo Stasis, but be careful and don't fire off too many bullets or your stasis will collapse. So I hope this video helped you at least a little bit, and please, if you know about any other ways of dealing with high-level Juggernauts, please let us know in the comment section, because I, and I'm pretty sure everyone else, would love to know as well. And as always, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.